GPT 5.1 just came out, and I truly believe it is now the new content king. It writes extremely well, but you need some additional settings. But I really think it writes now better than Claude. In this video, I'm going to show you the test that I've done that makes me feel very, very comfortable. This is my go-to writing model. And then I'm going to show you how you can change a few settings that will make it sound extremely natural and just write with so much more depth, clarity, and follow your instructions a lot better. Let's get to it. So just over a couple of hours ago, Sam Altman by X or Twitter was saying that GPT 5.1 is out. He particularly likes the improvements in instruction following and the adaptive thinking. Now, within that sentence, I really agree with the instruction following, and I'm going to show you why that's the case. The adaptive thinking, to be honest, I don't even really know how to test that correctly, and I think very few people do. The same with the next two statements, the intelligence and the style improvements. I honestly can't tell you if it's improved intelligence. Very few people can do, and the charts that they show all the time, they can't really be trusted that much. But the style improvement is 100% correct. It is so good. I think that in the manner that this thing's improved is the writing quality. It sounds more natural. It follows your instructions to the letter, and it doesn't seem to write with M dashes, which is always really nice. So what was the test that I did? Well, I did a very simple prompt, something along these lines. Write me a 2,000 word blog post on the changes of SEO over the past 12 months. And then I just wrote this section here, which was a bit of my kind of thoughts on how I think it's changed. But then I gave it clear writing instructions. Keep it witty, somewhat relaxed, but a little bit authoritative. Do some research to find the sources and back up the statements with hard data, and link that research to hyperlink to the contextual research and provide a 5-question FAQ at the end. But there's a couple of things here that will tell us if it's actually followed the instructions. Has it really gotten to 2,000 words in length? Not that that really matters, but I'm not doing that from an SEO perspective. I'm just testing this from a following instruction perspective. Is it doing some research? How good is that research? And is it hyperlinking to that research? And that same prompt I also gave to GPT-5. So let's take a look at the outputs. So let's just read the first sentence of GPT 5.1, and then we'll read the first sentence of GPT-5. This is obviously subjective, but right away, I'm liking the way 5.1 is writing. For example, for the past year, the SEO world has been acting like the sky is falling. Traffic is dropping, keyword losing their shine, and everyone is whispering the same question. Is SEO dead? Nope, it grew up. It changed outfits, it learned some new tricks, and now prefers to talk back instead of handing over a list of blue links. I don't know about you, I really like that first sentence. Let's go to GPT-5. Introduction. Already a little bit not as witty as I would like it. Over the past 12 months, the search landscape, which is a classic AI word, has gone through a makeover, and it feels dramatic if you measure success exclusively by page views. Google and other search experiences have pushed more answers directly to the results page the results into more zero-click searches and an M dash. That just doesn't flow as well for me. So in terms of tone, how it's writing, I really give that to GPT 5.1. Now, I've put them both in a character counter. This is GPT 5.1's word count, and it got to 2,009 words. So pretty much spot on, I would say perfect, whilst GPT-5 only got to 1,116. Now, I want to be really clear here. More words doesn't mean better blog post from an SEO perspective or better content overall, but the fact that it can keep to those instructions to the letter is just a lot better. And finally, the last test was, can it do the research and hyperlink it to the contextual keyword? A lot of language models have that error. So for example, here, 5.1 is saying here, according to SEMrush zero-click study, roughly 57% of Google searches result in no clicks at all. Let's open the link and see if it's a real one. And you can definitely see that. So it's doing some research, it's finding high quality sources, which SEMrush is, and it's linking to the contextual keyword, which I like. I prefer copywriting here. But 5 just says you can read Google announcement in the rollout here and everything here. Here's the link, here's the link, here's the source. So it's not the actual contextual keyword. It did it once, right? And let's see if it's actually linking correctly. It is, but it's not really sticking to the exact instruction that I'm telling it. I want it to link to the contextual keyword as opposed to just the word here. So again, I give that win far to GPT 5.1. I'm really liking this model so far. How am I getting it to write a lot better? Well, like I said in the beginning, I think it's really the content king now. And sure, if you still want to use Claude, use it by all means, but I tend to use GPT more now. And if I don't have to have a Claude subscription also, for me, it's a win. but you really need to join GPT 5.1 with the personalities or custom instructions. Let me show you how to do that. You're going to go to GPT, you're going to go to the menu and personalization. And under personalizations, they've now added more of these personalities to it. Now, I've been using the personalities since they came out. In fact, I've done a whole blog post on how to use the initial personalities that came out. That was cynic, robot, listener, and nerd. And yes, I wrote that with GPT-5 and it's doing really, really well. But have a read of that blog post. I'll leave it in the video description below so you understand how to settle these up and what is the differences between them. There's a couple of new ones, but to be honest, I still prefer cynic, which I don't know what that says about me, but that's perhaps for another video. But you want to try all of these default personalities because you'll find one that you click more with. Now, this isn't so much of a vibe thing that you want to vibe better with GPT-5 yourself, but it'll start writing a little bit more like you, and not only is it going to stick to the instructions, but when it finds its own personality that you like in the way that it writes, then your content is just going to be a lot more personalized to you, and it's always going to do better when you're writing emails, when you're doing SEO, and a bunch more things. So I would suggest that you try all these out to find the one that better resonates with you. And because naturally it resonates better with you, it'll write content more like you want it to write. And that is it. Now, I'm not much of a coder, so I didn't do much coding testing in it, but it doesn't seem like it's vastly improved in coding, but I can 100% guarantee that for copywriting, this thing is absolute beast. So go make sure you test it out. And if you want to learn how to really use GPT or any of these AIs to write content that is going to rank in the AI search engine, I've done a whole video about that here that includes prompt and step-by-step instructions. If you're interested in that, I recommend you go check that out. Cheers.